Hi you guys, welcome to Love Word Tarot. I wanted to get on here and do a energy reading for the Leo new moon, okay, coming up on August 18th. Okay, I think it's like 10:42 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in a different time zone, I'm sorry, but I don't really know what that means for you. But yeah, but it's 10:40 something Eastern Standard Time. But I wanted to get on here and just talk to you guys about the energy that I'm experiencing and what I think we're going to be going through during this new moon period, which normally lasts about, some people say 2 weeks. I like to say 3. I feel like it kind of bleeds over, and then we really start to experience towards the end of that 3rd week, or even sometimes for me towards the middle of that 3rd week, the full moon energy. Okay, but the first thing I'm hearing is division. There's a very interesting, and I spoke to you guys about this on my Instagram, but there's a very interesting energy of, being in taking a moment to just observe self, taking a moment to just own your beauty, your magic, everything that makes you you, how fantastic that is, that place of just self-assurance, right? And allowing yourself to feel and bask in the fact that you are an amazing being. You are an amazing being, destined to do amazing things. And how everyone is walking in their own mission and along their own path, and how we have to sometimes stop looking outward and comparing our lives to everything that is external, and just go within and really appreciate everything that makes us uniquely us, all on our own. I think I posted today about that, that owning of, I am enough, all on my own, and really taking that affirmation, speaking that to your heart center and to yourself, and believing it. Okay, and so that's definitely something there. I'm also trying to see if I can pick up on anything else for us in regards to this energy, just channeling wise. Some of you will experience some flux in the love category. It will either be really sweet or really sour. And that's just, and I don't know how else to put that, but it's either going to be really sweet or really sour. It's not going to be a place of middle ground. It's definitely going to be a either or type of situation at this present time when it comes to romance and relationships. And I know we've been kind of going through this with everything that's going on in the world too, that there is a sense of forgetting about what's beautiful, right? Forgetting about what's beautiful, and that there's beauty in all things. Okay, and being a Taurus, okay, sun and rising with a Sagittarius moon, I will tell you there is beauty in everything. There's beauty in your movements, there's beauty in the air you breathe, there's beauty in the food you cook, there's beauty everywhere. We have to sometimes slow down and just look at everything. I don't know if anyone ever just stands outside and watches as the clouds move, watches as, even though you're still, everything in the world is still moving and continuing on, and you can see just sometimes the smallest of details that'll make you smile. I love going outside and I love seeing sparrows. It's one of my favorite birds, and I love seeing sparrows, and just watching them communicate with each other, sing to each other, bounce all around, it just brings me so much joy. And it's something so small that most people are probably not even paying attention to. But it always brings me so much joy to see them interacting with each other, nitpicking with each other, you know, and again, you know, such a very small thing, but beautiful, all on its own. And so some of you are being urged to pay attention. Pay attention to the beauty that is all around you. Okay? You know, don't forget about the small things. Yeah, not to forget about the small things. So I'm going to pull some cards and see what comes out for us here for this new moon. Spirit, could you help us better understand this new moon energy? Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, okay, so we have the Star, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Seven of Coins in reverse, okay? And, you know, just clear as day. Now is not the time to be thinking and focusing so much energy on romance. Now, remember I said it's either going to be sweet or it's going to be sour. But this is also the grand picture for all of us, is that the focus should not be on romance. The focus should be on your own spiritual and emotional and mental development, okay? It's important for you to figure out what is exactly going on. Some of you are very troubled with, you know, energies outside of your own that you feel have manipulated you, that you feel like have deceived you, and, you know, holding on to that hurt, holding on to those things and carrying them with you, even though they themselves should have been left behind a long time ago. And this exists in relationships, this exists in, you know, addictions, this exists in so many things that we are entertaining, even though we have entered into a whole new life. And I talked about that in the Cancer new moon video, that, you know, recently, that we have entered into an entirely different timeline. And some of us are so uncomfortable in this new timeline and in this new presence of life and this new normal, that we are trying to latch on to things in our past that are completely unhealthy and do not serve our highest good. And we're being told to leave those things alone. Okay? And I definitely feel too, with this card here, the Seven of Swords, you also see the full moon in the background. So for some of you, some of these things are going to come to a close, and even the people in your life that you are not necessarily seeing as negative or negatively impacting your life, your energy, your space, you'll come to see certain things come the full moon. Certain things will be brought to the light, okay, about these individuals in particular, or these specific habits. For those of you that are struggling with addiction, because that is something that I'm hearing, if those of you that are struggling with addiction, you know what it is that you yourself have to put away. You know what it is that you yourself have to put away. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can make a decision for you. It is up to you to make that final decision to get yourself together. But it's a choice that you have to make. You're always left with choice. You're always left with free will. Okay? And then we have the Star card. The Star card really just talking about the fact that you can have so much. You can be completely and utterly happy. But you got to make that choice. You have to make that choice to be completely, utterly happy. And we're faced with choices, and a lot of us are making the wrong choices because they're comfortable. Because they're comfortable. Not because they're what we need to do, not because they're aligned with our highest good, not because they are aligned with where our life is going and not where we've been, but because they're comfortable. And they're keeping us stuck in cement when we are supposed to be moving like water. And we deserve so much more than we're giving ourselves. And it's that time to look in and stop blaming everyone else, and understanding that the blame here cannot just be pushed onto other people, but also has to be looked inward. Sometimes we got to take a hard look in the mirror, and that is what I feel like this time with this Leo new moon is all about, is taking a hard look in the mirror. Spirit, could you tell us a little bit more about the Star card? Spirit, could you tell us a little bit more about the Star card? Yeah. And, you know, it's, you know, the Two of Wands, the Knight of Swords. What is that? The Knight, yeah, the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is not going to happen fast. This is not going to happen overnight. But you're aware of what it is in your life that needs to stop in order for you to reach your highest potential. You know who you need to break up with. You know what habits you need to cut out. For some of you, you know, it's about appearance and your body. I myself have been, you know, in that space, and I decided to like start a diet because I'm just unhappy with the way, you know, I've been feeling lately. And it's because I've been eating a lot of junk food. You know what I mean? So me making the conscious decision to change the way that I'm eating and being very intentional about it, which I know with intention will bring results. You know, it's about setting forth those intentions. It's not about just knowing it. It's about also acting on it. And how the things that exist within our lives didn't happen overnight. So they're healing, you know, the removal of those things emotionally, you know, and psychologically are not going to be as quick as the movement of that person or the movement of that said thing. You know, again, like I was talking to you guys about addiction. You know, some of us are addicted to trauma, are addicted to narcissism. And it's because in some aspects, that's all we know. So because of that, we're learning how to shift our own mind and to take our power back. Spirit, could you tell us more about the Seven of Swords? Man, you know, and what you're failing to see is that it's just going to require a little bit more balance. You know, trusting in spirit, taking on both the logic and the emotions and blending them together. Okay, the masculine and the feminine, and meeting in the middle. Talk to you guys about that with the Mercury and Leo and the Venus and Cancer energy that we're experiencing. All of those things are moving into, you know, energy is fluid. So we're moving into all of these things. We're experiencing all of these energies at different times. So for some of you, it's still trying to find that balance. For a lot of us, it's finding that balance, not just, you know, in front of everyone else or appearing balanced, but having internal balance. Internal, y'all get what I'm saying. But, you know, balance within. Yeah, I'm being told to stay on this. So, you know, if you have a wounded feminine and you know that your feminine has been hurt and confused and abused and sitting so much in your masculine that you're not allowing room for anyone to be there, for anyone to nurture you, for anyone to, you know, show concern and deep care for what it is that you're going through. This is not at all a codependent energy that I'm talking about. I am strictly talking about an independent place where you may allow support in. But some of us are so stuck in defending ourselves that we're never heard. And that happens because you're in such a defensive mode that when it comes time to really talk about how you feel, you have defended yourself so much, you've put up this wall, this barrier between you and other people that they don't even feel safe coming close. Balance. Spirit, could you tell us more about the Seven of Swords? Yeah. And the Wheel of Fortune. You know, this is a part of what you don't see. You know, remember I talked to you guys about wish fulfillment. Everything that you want, you can have, and it's yours. And it will be successful, and it will be grand, and it will be great, but it starts with you. You show people how to treat you. You show people your value and your worth by how you treat you. And then you have to uphold that same standard when it comes to dealing with people. If they are treating you any less than your value and your worth, you walk away from them. Because that doesn't align with who you are and your highest state of being. It doesn't align with you. So you can't even entertain it. You know, that business that you've always wanted, you know, these ideas that you have that are fresh, that are new, that are exciting, that you know that other people will, you know, participate in, buy into, and, you know, really are a part of an idea that's grand and useful to others, pursue it. It could be very successful. Spirit, could you tell us about this 7 of Coins? The Devil in reverse. It's you. It's you talking you out of you. It's you talking you out of your greatness. It's you talking you out of the place that you're supposed to be versus the place that you are now. Okay? And I don't want everyone to take this as this is their situation, because for some of us, this is us on a smaller scale. You know, some of us are, you know, doing the things that we're called to do, but then are still shrinking ourselves because it's comfortable. Again, I talked about comfortability, shrinking ourselves because it's comfortable. While there's others of us who know they ain't got no business doing the stuff that they don't. Like, just know that they ain't got no business talking. Like, you know you ain't got no business with him. You know you ain't got no business with her. You know you ain't got no business doing this. You know you ain't got no business doing that. You know you shouldn't be eating all of that stuff that you eating, but you gonna eat it anyway. I'm guilty. Okay, like, you know. And then when it happens, you beat yourself up. Because you're like, I knew better. You know, I should have followed my intuition. I should have followed my gut. I knew you wasn't no good. Well, if you knew, you know better, you do better. It's a switch around from it's you, you did, you hurt me, to how did I participate in you hurting me? How did I participate in being in the state that I'm in right now? How did I participate? For me, again, I'm gonna bring back to myself. When I was heavier than I am now, I had nobody to blame but myself, child, because I was eating. I was eating horribly, and I knew it. And then when I stepped on the scale, child, I wanted to smack myself because there was nobody else in the room that I could blame. Nobody else around that I could blame, because it wasn't nobody else's fault. It was mine. I put that food in my mouth. Whether other people bought it or not, I made the conscious decision to eat it. So when I gained all that weight, I couldn't be mad at nobody but me. Just like when I made the conscious decision to change what I was eating and I lost a lot of weight, I then could be proud of myself because it was a conscious decision that I made to change. And we're being told to stop the negative self-talk. Stop beating ourselves up. Do better. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't just say it and then act as if that is going to make it come into fruition. Your words are just words if they're not backed up with any lasting, moving energy. Energy is like water. It is fluid. It is not stagnant. So if you do not back it up with anything, it just remains words. I'm sorry. I know my energy is kind of intense, and I'm not talking at y'all. This is all in love, okay? I just want you guys to know that, because I know it sounds a little rough, okay? And I'm gonna try to soften it up a little bit, because I know I'm pushing, but I'm trying to just explain how I'm feeling and not necessarily, I don't want you guys to take it as I'm being super aggressive, because I'm not. I love you guys. Y'all know that. And the next card out is the 8 of Wands. you're moving in the right direction. Some of you, just by watching this video, you're moving in the right direction. Some of you, you're already implementing certain things. You're already understanding that there's certain things that you need to do, that you need to change. Some of you already have your exit plan made, and you're working on it. Some of you are already executing business plans and different ideas that you have. But there has to be movement. And you'll be surprised at what happens when you choose to move. So, oh Lord, I'm already at 20 minutes, child. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some cards from the Keepers of Light Oracle deck. Okay, Queen Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Okay, offer a helping hand. Now with this is interesting because this is also talking about, doing what is right for everyone involved. And I feel like that is you also being honest with yourself. And then in turn, with you taking time to be honest with yourself, you're able to be honest with others. You're not aware of how much your truth will help other people. How much your experiences and your life lessons will be aid to someone else who may be going through the very thing that you're experiencing right now. Faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. Remember, I was talking to you guys about see the beauty. I'm going to pull one more. The divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. You are meant to be happy. You are supposed to be happy. Everything it is that you want for yourself, you can have. You have to act. You have to choose those things. And you also have to align yourself with that very path. You will be successful. You will reach great heights. But it's all about you having faith. It's all about you having care and compassion for yourself and not just for others. For you seeing the many signs and red flags that you are experiencing and acting accordingly. Okay? So I love you guys so much. Hopefully, you guys received some great insight from this reading. I know I did. I'm never just talking to y'all. I'm always talking to me too. So I love you guys. Peace, love, and light to you and all those you love, leaving you in nothing but joy. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.